Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Tonight we are going to be doing the Feelings Kit protocol and doing an emotional detox. So we have welcomed everyone tonight to join us. Thank you very much. We are looking at using the Feelings Kit, Young Living Feelings Kit, which has actually been put together specifically by Gary Young with some very powerful essential oil blends that really help to release and open up and release our emotions, and this very specific protocol in the way that we apply it to our bodies. It helps us go through a process of releasing a lot of our negative energies so we can bring our best selves forward to our daily lives. Because perhaps not everyone has the Feelings Kit at this stage, I've also tried to come up with some essential oils from our premium starter kit that we can use in the same protocol, in the same process. They won't have as a powerful effect, but they will still have a great effect, because getting the oils on our body and getting them to absorb through the skin is a great way to energize the body. It's a great way to get the oils to absorb into our body so we can have that emotional release. It raises our vibration, our frequency, which is really important in getting our emotions elevated and getting our health and happiness elevated as well. So let's begin. So if the first oil that we have is Valor. If you don't have the Valor oil and you have the premium starter kit, you can use oils like frankincense or a citrus oil like lemon or orange in the starter kit, or even lavender. They're great oils to help us with the first step of using Valor. So Valor gives us confidence and courage. It's also a great oil that helps open up our emotional center, and it's a great starting point. What we're trying to achieve with Valor is trying to get the body's energies to synchronize. And in balancing those energies, we actually need to access our feet. So the first thing that we do is that we always use our left hand to apply our oils to ourselves. So if we put 3 drops of Valor onto our left palm, and if you don't have Valor, you can use any of those other oils that we mentioned. Apply 3 drops to your left palm. We activate the oils by using our right palm and circling 3 times. And we like to do an inhalation with all of these oils because it's a great way to get it into our limbic system, which is the part of our brain that deals with emotions and memories and all of those important things. So we take 3 big deep inhalations. And then we visualize in that holding of the breath, the oils penetrating through our nose into our lungs and circulating through our body. We take another deep breath and let it slowly exhale. And we're imagining and visualizing the oils once again circulating through our system. And one more inhalation. Really taking notice of those oils, how they smell, how they're actually making you feel, and how the energy is flowing through your body. Now, the important step with Valor in this Valor balance is now to connect our energy centers by, if we're holding our hands together like in prayer and then we cross them, and we have our feet apart. So it's actually important to be on the ground, so we are feeling, the earth beneath us. And if we have our feet apart and then we place our hands on the underside of our feet. So if it's like putting our palms against the palms of our feet. So your right palm will actually be on your left foot and your left palm will be underneath your right foot. And so we've crossed our hands and our feet are apart and we're touching our palms against the bottoms of our feet. So now if we close our eyes, and we're going to imagine and visualize the energy of that Valor oil from one palm as it touches the bottom of our foot, and it travels up that leg to the knee, up across the thigh to your hip, and then it travels up the side of our spine to the same side of your shoulder. And then it comes down that arm and crosses to the other hand on the other foot. And then we can feel then the energy of that Valor oil penetrating through our palm into our foot and traveling up through to the knee, down the other side on our thigh, across to our hips and up our spine, going to the opposite shoulder and traveling down our arm and to our hand again. And if you can just continue to feel the flow of that energy, like in an infinity symbol across our body, and as the energy is flowing, really take notice of how we feel between our palms and our feet. And if you really concentrate on that space where those feet and palms are touching, you'll notice a pulse. And sometimes you may feel the pulse only on one side, but if we sit and inhale deeply and we think about and notice that scent of the valor oil still lingering in our nostrils, and then focusing once again on our feet and the palms where they touch, and taking notice of where we can feel a pulse. And this is the energy of that essential oil flowing through our body. And it's when we feel a pull towards the earth, if you notice where your feet, the bottom sides of your feet or the sides of your feet and your sitting bones are touching the ground, you will feel a pulling sensation to the earth. And that's actually that's the point when the body is grounded. So you might feel at first that pulse pinging between the foot, from the right foot to the left foot, from the left foot to the right foot. But as the oil and the scent circulates through our body and balances our energy, we'll feel that pulling sensation to the ground. And that's when we know we've achieved balance. And this is a beautiful balancing exercise to do when you are feeling your energy is quite elevated, especially before bedtime. You feel you had a busy day and lots of things are going on and your mind is full and your energy doesn't feel like it really is calm enough to be able to get a good restful night. Great for children as well, that you can actually do this balancing exercise with the valor oil or a frankincense or a citrus oil, just to open up and let the energy centers balance. And when you feel that grounding to the earth, that's when you know that you will achieve a better night's rest. You can really feel the pulse in the feet now. So I think I've achieved my balance. It's always nice to keep taking big, deep inhalations through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. And that valor is such a beautiful scent that it will linger in the soft tissues in your nose. It will open up those passages in your brain where your emotions are locked in. So we're opening up so we can commence the rest of our feelings protocol. Okay, we're now going to move on to the second oil in the feelings kit, and this is called Harmony. If you don't have the Harmony in the feelings kit, I'll cross my notes. You can use any oil, but Harmony, to achieve Harmony, you could use lavender, frankincense, or orange, or a combination of those three, or even another citrus oil. So with Harmony, what we're trying to do is we're trying to bring our energy centers, which is actually in our chakras, into alignment. So Harmony is really important because it helps those emotions and those feelings of fight or flight versus those basic energies to come into alignment. So it's important to get those lined up, because we want to open up our creativity. We want to be able to release those negative emotions that might be, holding us back. It helps us reduce stress, and it also creates an overall sense of well-being. So with our Harmony oil, again, we use our left palm. We apply 1 drop to our left palm. Let's activate it and take an inhalation. Deep breath in. And with this brand new scent, as we hold our breath, just visualize how it enters through your nasal passages, penetrates through to the brain area, into the limbic system, and then flows down your spine into your lungs, filling your stomach area with a beautiful warm glow. Exhale, and then take another deep inhalation. So once again, with harmony, we're going to be applying them to our chakras, our energy centers, and we're going to be wanting to say some nice affirmations to open up and align those energy centers. One more deep inhalation. So bringing harmony means bringing balance and bringing a positive light to the way that we hold ourselves, to the way that we think, and to the way that we speak, and to the way that we feel. Okay, so with our harmony oil on our palms, we're going to start with applying a palm onto our crown chakra. So our crown chakra is our connection to our source, to our higher power, if you like, and it represents our ability to be fully connected spiritually. So if we close our eyes as we hold our palm on our crown chakra, and we visualize a white, bright light emanating from the top of our head up to the sky, piercing through the roof and up to the universe, opening up that crown chakra, opening up our connection with our spirituality, with spirit, with our source, and bringing harmony to our beliefs in, what might guide us through our life. So we want to bring harmony to our connections with our source or our higher power. Or we might say that affirmation to ourselves. I want to bring harmony with my connection to my source and my higher power. So with our other hand, we can then, while we're still holding onto our crown chakra, we can place our other hand with that harmony oil onto our third eye. So our third eye is on our forehead. So this is where we have our intuition, our sense of purpose, and our direction in life. It's our ability to focus and see the big picture through our third eye. So as we absorb that beautiful harmony oil and want to align our third eye, we might say the affirmation, I bring harmony and will listen to my inner voice, my intuition. I bring harmony and will listen to my inner voice, my intuition. I bring harmony and will listen to my inner voice, my intuition. We can now bring our palm down from our crown chakra and place it on our throat chakra. And this is the energy center which represents our self-expression, so our ability to communicate. And often when we find that we're feeling a real strain in our throat, we find that we're actually not being able to voice our real opinion, or we're not able to speak our truth. And this is where we feel blocked in this particular chakra. So we need to bring harmony to this and open up this area of energy. And our affirmation may be, I will allow myself to communicate freely and let my voice be heard. I will allow myself to communicate freely and let my voice be heard. I will allow myself to communicate freely and let my voice be heard. And now we can move our palm on our third eye chakra to our heart. Our heart space, or in the middle, even between, in the middle of your chest, is the energy center that focuses on love, relationships, and self-acceptance. So this is talking about our ability to love. So our affirmation may be, I will give and open my heart to others to give and receive love. I will open my heart to others and to give and receive love. So as much as we give so much of our love to others, we have to be prepared and willing to accept love from others. I will open my heart to others to give and receive love. We can now move our palm from our throat chakra to our solar plexus chakra, which is under our ribs in the center above our belly button. And our solar plexus is actually a space or an energy center, a chakra that holds a lot of our trauma. So when we have negative experiences in our life, we hold a lot of that and store a lot of that emotion and those memories in this space in our body. So it's really important to open the solar plexus up and release that energy. So it's a place of personal power, and it is the area that gives us our ability to channel energies from others. So it gives us our confidence and is a space where we control our lives from. So our affirmation may be, I bring harmony and power to my inner strength and align my energies to be confident and in control. I bring harmony and power to my inner strength and align my energies to be confident and in control. I bring harmony and power to my inner strength and align my energies to be confident and in control. We can now move our palm from our heart chakra down to our sacral chakra, and this is beneath our belly button. And as women, it's actually the chakra that includes our womb space. So it's important as women to embrace our feminine energy and to use that to help us actually move through life, being empowered by our feminine energy. So it's a place where the energy of our sexuality and pleasure evolves from, and it gives us an area that gives connection and our ability to accept others and new experiences. So in the sacral chakra, we can do an affirmation of, I will bring harmony to the people that I love and the relationships that I form in my life. I bring harmony to the people that I love and the relationships that I form in my life. I bring harmony to the people that I love and the relationships that I form in my life. And now we can move to the final chakra, which is our root chakra. And that's actually near your tailbone. So just above your bottom and the base of your spine, this is our root chakra. And this is actually what connects us. This is the foundation of our life, the foundation of our personal who we are. So it represents our feelings of being grounded. So if you can imagine when you're standing, your feet connected to the earth, that roots are growing beneath our feet and connecting us with the earth. And those roots are our foundations. So it's important to always be grounded. And we do that through connecting with the earth through those roots up through our legs and into the rest of our body. And we connect it through to the root chakra at the base of our spine. It's also an area where we focus on our career, money mindset, and our sense of belonging. Those energies come from this space. So your affirmation might be, I connect with the foundations of my life and I bring alignment to bring abundance into all aspects of my life. I connect to the foundations of my life and bring abundance to all aspects of my life. I connect and bring alignment to the foundations of my life and bring abundance to all aspects of my life. And as we close our eyes and take an inhalation and see if we can still smell the lingering scent of harmony in our nostrils, let's visualize all of those energy centers glowing from our crown chakra with a white, bright light reaching from the top of our head up through to the sky, and a bright light glowing from our third eye, and a warm glowing energy from our throat chakra, a beautiful pink glow from our heart chakra, warm energizing light from our solar plexus, and again from our sacral chakra, and more glowing energy to our root chakra connecting us to Mother Earth. And we feel those energies through the harmony oils that we've applied all come into alignment. And we can take an inhalation from our palms and then an exhalation. And that's the harmony oil. Okay, so our third oil in the protocol is forgiveness. And this is a very important oil. Like the harmony oil, it has a lot of different single oils blended to form this oil. So with forgiveness, it's really important that we look at not only forgiving others, but it's actually probably more important that we look at forgiving ourselves, because often in life we really beat ourselves up about decisions that we make and things that we do, and often actually things that we don't even do, but it's in our heads that we are guilty of doing or feeling. So forgiveness is something that will help empower us if we can let go of some of those things. We struggle more often to forgive our own mistakes than we do to forgive others. And when we look at forgiving others, it's actually not so much saying or being forgiving for, and then saying that what they've done is right, or we're accepting what they've done, but it's more that we need to look at the experience where someone may have hurt us and take on board the lessons from that experience and then be able to move on from them. So with forgiveness, we once again energize, a drop into our palm. Energize and inhale. Sorry, with forgiveness, if you don't have the forgiveness oil, you can use, once again, frankincense, lavender, and lemon. I think we used frankincense, lavender, and orange before from the PSK for harmony, but with forgiveness, you can swap it out to lemon. So we take deep inhalations, hold it in your stomach, feel the flow of the oil circulating through your beautiful tummy area, and then exhale slowly through the mouth. Inhale once again. Think about the times that you may have been hurt, the times that you need to seek forgiveness for yourself and for others. And as you exhale, feel that energy of that pain, of that betrayal, of whatever the feelings that came up with that situation to leave you through your shoulders, to be sent away up into the sky and release. You give it permission to be released from your body. One deep inhalation, one more, and exhale slowly. And we actually we apply forgiveness around our belly button, around our navel, in a clockwise direction, or with our right hand. And so as we're doing that, we keep circling the stomach with our palm, and we think of times where we need to forgive ourselves and forgive others. This helps to release the hurtful memories and allows us to move forward. We can say an affirmation that means something to you, such as, I forgive all those who have hurt or done me wrong. I forgive all those who have hurt or done me wrong. I forgive all those who have hurt and done me wrong. So forgiveness has all the frequencies of oils that can help release those negative memories. And this has a powerful effect on helping people move past those emotional barriers. And it helps us achieve a higher awareness and helps us to feel compelled to forgive, let go, and move forward. So this is really an important oil, because I think most of us will be in a space where we're feeling negative feelings towards others, or even being quite negative about ourselves. So forgiveness is really important to be able to let that go, because if we hang on to that, it manifests a lot of anger, it manifests a lot of bitterness. And these are the feelings that we need to release so we can keep moving forward, not being held down or stuck by those negative emotions. So as we inhale, we can do some more inhalations from our palms. We can forgive ourselves for allowing the person to affect our health and happiness. We forgive the other person for any harm he or she may have caused us. We give permission for the other person to forgive you. We see the good in every situation. And we are thankful for the experience and the lesson that it has taught us. Forgive ourselves for allowing the person to affect our health and happiness. Forgive the other person for any harm that they have caused you. Give the other person permission to forgive you. See the good in others and be thankful for the experience and the lesson it has taught you. Very powerful oil, this one. Okay, if you're ready to move on, we will now go to release. So release has 16 or 17 different oils in it. It is super powerful. If you don't have release, reach for your peace and calming, or you can use lemon and stress away together if you have any of those, or individually. They're really great for release as well. So our release oil blend. So release is formulated to support the releasing of traumatic memories from the cells in our liver. So when we go through traumatic experiences in our life, those emotions get trapped in our cells and they get stuck in the memory of our cells. And it's not until we face a different situation but the same kind of fear comes into our bodies that those cells release those emotions. And we just sometimes don't know why we get upset or why we're sad, but it's because of the memories that are locked. It's really important to dig down and release those memories from the past. So with release, we activate and we inhale. Once again, you can use peace and calming, lemon or stress away. Take a deep inhalation and exhale. Release stimulates a sense of harmony and balance with the mind and body and helps release anger and memory trauma from the cells in our liver. And it brings a sense of peace and emotional well-being. Letting go of negative emotions and releasing frustration enables one to progress in a positive way. Because negative energy goes into our blood and then into the liver, where the cleansing of the toxins can remain trapped. So the liver actually becomes a storage place for anger, resentment, bitterness, hatred, jealousy, envy, addictions, and a host of destructive feelings. So this oil will help release those things that are stuck and trapped in our liver. So with our release oils, it's full of lots of floral and citrus singles. It's a beautiful blend, and it's actually amazing to diffuse daily to help that gentle release. So what we do with the remaining oil that's on our palms is we actually have to rub it on our liver. So our liver is on our right side, and it will be found from the center underneath our ribs to the side of our body, to the right side of our body. And that's where the liver actually is. So if we rub, I don't know if you can see, but if you rub on a sideways motion from the center of your stomach, center below your ribs to the side of your body, that's where your liver is. So as we're rubbing, we can be saying some mantras or affirmations. I release all of the negative energies that have been built up over my life. I bring harmony to my liver. Allow my liver to be free of those negative energies. I release those negative energies that have been holding me back in my life. And I restore harmony to my liver. I release all those negative energies that have built up in my body over my life. And I restore harmony to my liver. I lovingly release all the feelings of anger and hurt I have stored in my body. Okay. That's release. The next oil in our protocol is present time. So often in life, if we are very much always thinking about the past, we can find ourselves in a depressed state. But then if we are always worried about what's going to happen in the future and the what ifs of life, we can find that we can become quite anxious. So it's really important to come back to present time, to be able to find that alignment or that peace in our emotions, to stop and to bring back that spectrum of time back to now, so we don't get caught feeling depressed or don't get caught feeling anxious. So present time helps us do this. It's an empowering fragrance which gives us a feeling of being in the moment. And we can only progress through our emotional release by being in the present. We can't be stuck in the past and we can't be projecting ourselves into the future. So by being focused on the tasks of today, this can help us in so many ways, including being financially abundant and being conscious about the actions that we're making today. So inhale deeply the present time. Feel the different scents permeating through your nostrils. It's got beautiful neroli, spruce and ylang-ylang scents. Inhale and exhale. It's a beautiful, beautiful scent. So sorry, I didn't say with present time, you could use, if you don't have it, out of the PSK, you could use RC and orange oils. So now what we do is we apply to our thymus gland in a circular motion. So it's around here on our, beneath our thyroid area and our chest area, and we rub it on our gland there, and we also rub it behind our ears and on our wrists. So our ears, like our feet and our hands, have very important Vitaflex points that are connect to all organs of our body and all our body systems. They have different points along the ears. So with present time, it just brings everything into alignment. It gets that consciousness to now. So if we also apply it to our wrists, we've got really deep blood vessels there, and it will help absorb into our body very quickly by rubbing it onto our wrists. And we can use the affirmation, I choose to be present and choose to enjoy living in this moment. I choose to be present and enjoy living in this moment. I choose to be present and enjoy living in this moment. Okay, so we'll move on now to the 6th oil in our feelings kit, and it is Inner Child. It's another beautiful oil. So let's apply it to our palm and activate and inhale. So this blend has a fragrance that may stimulate our memory, a memory response to help connect with our inner self. our own identity, which has been one of the first steps in finding our emotional balance. It's got the beautiful scent of citrus, ylang-ylang, raw Hawaiian sandalwood. You can smell the lemongrass, the jasmine, and the neroli. So inner child oil blend helps us to dream big again. It helps it helps to get us back to connect with ourselves and who we can be in this life before others place their expectations on us. If you don't have inner child, you can use orange or a citrus oil like that to open up, bring you back to that happy place and invoke the memories of your childhood. So when you're a child, all things are possible. There are no limitations. You haven't been affected by the boundaries and the opinions and all the different impacts from your family or the environment or anybody else. You know, your imagination can run wild. Anything is possible when you're a child. So when you find your inner child, you really do find your inner self. So it's really important to come back to your inner self and come back to your dreams and be true to yourself in that respect. And really acknowledge and recognize who you are and where you've come from. Because it's in the first 8 years of our life that sets our emotional landscape for us for the rest of our lives. Our view of the world is actually in the first 8 years of our life. So when we go back to our childhood, we can bring up memories of when we were the happiest, when we were carefree, and they're the parts in our heart that we need to connect back with and find that true happiness so we can live our life in that way. So with our inner child, we do our inhalation, and then we actually make sure that we can get some of that oil onto our index finger and we rub it beneath our nose on our upper lip so we can continue to smell that inner child. And it's important to get that scent right up underneath our nose because what it's doing is it's reaching our limbic system in our brain quite directly. And our inner child memories are locked in our limbic system. When we remember that our limbic system is where our emotions are held and locked in with those memories. So smells are very strongly related to our memories, or any of the senses really, but smells are a very powerful one. So you might find, for example, I have a memory when I smell pencil shavings of when I was 8 years old in year 2. And I remember opening up my pencil case in the classroom and having that scent of pencil shavings. And it was just a moment in time, had no significance in particular. But now when I smell the same thing, that's what I remember. And opening up our inner child will help us in our meditation as we go back to that happy times in our life. So really our inner child is our inner creativity. So that's really great to unlock. We can also rub it around our navel. So going back to that space near our sacral chakra, for our womb space, where we hold our relationships, where we hold our connection with our family. This is why we're rubbing the inner child around our navel. And we can actually hold our palm over our navel, and the scent and the vapors from the oils will penetrate into that navel belly button space where there's lots and lots of nerve endings. So if you do that with the orange oil, if you don't have the inner child oil, that will help bring those happy feelings, energizing feelings of when you're a child in that from your womb space. So you can come up with an affirmation. I embrace my inner child, and I will turn to my inner child to remember who I am in my true self. I embrace my inner child, and I'll turn to my inner child to remember who I am and be true to myself. And we like to finish off the feelings protocol by bookending it with, oops, that's the wrong, with our Valor once again. So we then do our Valor balance in the same way that we did it at the start, when we apply 3 drops to our palm, inhale, and then we apply it to our feet. And focus on that energy moving around our body. We've now applied a lot of high frequency oils to our body, and so we will actually be quite open, and we would have released a lot of emotions and a lot of energies. And hopefully, as we use the feelings kit more often, we can really hone in on particular negative energies that we want to release. And we will do that as actually we progress. From week to week, we'll focus on certain things like that. So let's take a big deep inhalation. Noticing the sensation of the Valor oil in your nostrils and how the energy of that oil flows up through the brain, back down through your spine, filling up your bottom of your stomach with a warm flowing energy. And exhaling. Inhaling once again. You can feel the sensation of all those oils and the energy it brings to your body, with the Valor being such a strong scent, enveloping all of the cells, flowing through the body, through all your limbs, through all the torso, the spine, the neck, the head. One more inhalation. Once again, the oils flowing through the cells, and now we're going to have a connection with the Valor balance, crossing our hands and placing our palms at the bottom of our feet, closing our eyes and focusing on the connection of our palms to the soles of our feet, and feeling out, focusing on that pulse between the skin. Once again, visualizing the flow of the energy from the palm through to the foot, up to the knee, down the thigh to your hip space, up along your spine to your shoulder, and down the opposite arm. Visualizing the oil and the scent and the energy flowing from that palm into the foot and up to the knee, down the other thigh, to the hips, up to the spine and to the shoulder, and back down again to the original hand. And focus on that flow of energy in that infinity symbol across your body. And it might start slow, but speed up as you're focusing and thinking about that pulse that you're feeling between your hands and your feet. And then noticing where the sides of your feet are touching the ground, where your sitting bones are connecting with the earth, and looking out for that grounding, that pulling towards the earth, where you know that your body has come into a balanced state of energy. You may feel, once again, the pulse on only one side, or if you can't feel the pulse at all, just wriggle your hands so they connect correctly and evenly with the soles of your feet. You may find the pulse even coming from your fingers onto the feet. And then just really paying attention to all the sensations with that energy flowing. We've really raised our frequency with the use of all of these essential oils. They're very high in their energetic power, and they help open up our hearts, open up our minds, open up our gut, open up all those energy centers and those negative feelings. It gives us the potential to be able to release, to bring them to the surface, to raise them from where they're locked in our muscle memory, in our cell memory, to raise them out so we can identify them and give thanks and gratitude for the lessons they've taught us, those energies, and then to release them. Send them away, send them to our source. They no longer serve us. And when you feel that energy balance, I'd like for you to just get yourself comfortable. If you're laying down, that would be really great. Take an inhalation of the Vala and all those other oils that are in your palms. Close your eyes and we're just going to do a very quick meditation just to help finish off our release, our emotional release today. So as you lay down and put your palms over your face, you can really take some big, deep inhalations and exhalations. And as you're feeling the scent of those beautiful oils entering your body, I'd like you to have a little think about what negative energies you brought to the session this evening. And I'd like you to think about one particular moment or one particular feeling or one particular experience that you've had. And it may have been something recent, it may have been something in the past, it may have been something that you just have a feeling about but don't really understand, but you know that that doesn't serve you anymore. And when you give thought to that feeling, we need to know that it's possible to move on from that feeling because we know it's something that doesn't serve us. We know that even though it may have come to us through our lifetime, we are now in the space that we are now and we've come so far. But we may still be hanging on to those negative emotions and it may still be holding us back to some degree. So this is the time that we are working on ourselves proactively to heal from those negative emotions and those negative feelings of the past. So as we give thought to that situation that doesn't serve us anymore, and we've got our eyes closed, let's visualize a beautiful warm glow in our head, moving down through our energy centers like we did before, until it reaches the pit of your stomach, and it's circulating in a beautiful warm glow. And let's take a little walk. Let's visualize walking along a beautiful white sandy beach. The sun is warm on our face and the waves are gently lapping onto the foreshore. We can hear birds singing, we can hear the waves gently going in and out with the tide. On one side we can see the beautiful white sand, on the other side is the glistening turquoise blue ocean. And as we're walking, we can feel the sand crunching beneath our feet, our bare feet, and it's cool and soft. And as we're walking on the sand, we can feel all of the emotions that we've brought up tonight in our stomach and in our chest and in our throat and in our mind. We can feel those emotions that we've been thinking about, that we know that have been holding us back. But we find this scenery so beautiful and we feel at peace. And now we see a little space in amongst the beach where we're walking, a clearing that we like to sit down at. And in amongst it we see lots of shells around us and beautiful smooth pebbles, smoothed over by the waves lapping on the ocean. As we sit down, we feel the sand beneath our sitting bones, and we feel our heels or even our sides of our feet digging into the cool sand, and it's much cooler beneath than it is above the sand. And we put our hands around us to our sides as we lean back and breathe in the beautiful sea air. And we feel that sun on our face and on our shoulders. And next to us, next to our hand, our fingers reach forward and we touch a pebble. And the pebble is large and flat and smooth. It feels so magical. We run our fingers around the edges of the pebble and we really can't work out where the pebble starts and begins. And we hold the pebble in our palm in wonder. And then we feel those emotions coming up in our heart again, coming up from out the bottom of our stomach and stuck in our throat, and those thoughts that are in our minds that aren't serving us anymore. And we hold that warm pebble with the sun shining on it onto our heart space. And we press it up against our skin and we feel the warmth of that pebble on our skin. And we muster up all the energy in our body to move towards our heart and towards that pebble. And we transfer all of that negative energy and all of those negative feelings and those emotions that don't serve us anymore. And we feel the transfer of those emotions across our body from our heart into the pebble. And the pebble starts to glow. And it's taking on all of those negative emotions away from our body. We're allowing it to be released into this very special stone. And as we hold it in our palm, we release it from our chest and we look at it in wonder. And as we hold it in our palm, we see it glowing with all of those thoughts and memories and experiences of our past. And we know that we've been able to release it. And we're ready now to move on. So as we hold the pebble out in front of us with our arms stretched out wide, with the ocean in front of us, we're ready to release that pebble into the ocean. So we pull our arm backwards and we throw the pebble into the surf, and it skims across the ocean, and it skims and dips and skips and jumps for meters and meters across the ocean until finally it stops and sinks down low beneath the waves. And we feel a sense of release as it leaves our arm and skims across the ocean. We feel the energy moving from our chest, from our stomach, from our throat, and from our mind. We feel that powerful pull, that surge of energy released from our bodies. And we know now it's been released out to Mother Earth. And we feel so good, we feel so light. And as we feel the sun warming our face, we can smile and we can feel good about what we've done today, about opening up our energy centers, about opening up our memories, those locked emotions in our cells, that we were able to open them up and release them because they no longer serve us. And then we're so happy with the sun shining on our face and that energy moving from our body that we decide we can lay down on the sand, on that beautiful soft sand. We can feel the sun warming our legs, warming our arms, warming our chest and our face. We take some deep inhalations. We can smell the beautiful ocean air. We can smell the sand beneath our fingers. We can feel the beautiful grains of soft sand beneath the back of our legs. We can hear the crunch of the sand as we wiggle our head, and we feel so calm and at peace. We take a deep inhalation and exhale. We wiggle our toes. We wiggle our fingers. We bring ourselves to the present moment. And when you're ready, have a little shake, a little wriggle. Open your eyes and bring ourselves back to our room, feeling relaxed and calm and grateful for the experience that we've had today. How did you go, lady?